You guys asked. Well, prepare yourselves for a wet ride. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of TrailMakers, and today we're making a submarine. You guys seem to have requested it a lot. However, submarines technically aren't possible because you cannot stay in a seat underwater. You get automatically rejected. However, I have an idea on how we can kind of cheat and make a semi-submarine. My goal for this episode is to build a vehicle that does not fly and does not float, but will still get across this moat here, or this river, I guess. Inlet, bay, estuary, bayou, stream, water. But this seemed to be a really popular request, so I'm gonna see how this turns out. I already have an idea in my mind of how this could work. If this idea doesn't work, then I'm at a loss, so this better work. Okay, so first up, we need something that drives and is heavy. So we're gonna start off with, we're not gonna pay any attention to limiting our resources here. We want weight, so we're just gonna build things without having any care for how much this stuff weighs. All right, so I think that's a good foundation for our sub. What do you guys think? Actually, I'm gonna do something interesting here. I got an interesting idea. I'm gonna delete the middle of this, and we're gonna put some wheels in the middle just to make sure we don't bottom out. So how is this gonna look? Okay, so I've added some wheels, and now I'm just testing it out, making sure our basic foundation works, and it seems to work perfectly fine. I actually like the way it works a lot. However, I think I'm gonna make this a little bit longer, just to add a little bit more stability to it. All right, this is actually looking kind of cool. Look how fast this thing is, too. Yeah, so I moved the wheels in just a little bit because I figured if they were further out to the edges on the center wheels, then it was actually interfering with the steering. So having them a little bit more towards the center makes the steering much more effective. And I think having good control underwater will be a little bit easier for us to control ourselves. But yeah, I'm really liking how this thing is feeling so far. So now, how deep is the water? That's one thing that is going to be important here, actually. Very important. Ah, my camera's out of control. Alright, so let's find out. Actually, let me save this first. Stop, please. This wasn't the plan, but we're floating already. Apparently I need to add some more weight to this thing. This is not what I wanted. Whoops. But, as far as our depth goes, it looks like we're actually pretty deep. I'm trying to figure out how do I can't look under the water right now, can I? Alright, but judging by the shadow, it looks like we're a decent amount down there, so the idea that I had might be a little bit more difficult, but we're still gonna try it anyway. Alright, so now we need to make this thing look a little bit more like a sub. Alright, this is where we're at so far. Oh, why did that piece fell off? Okay, this is where we're- oh, I left an extra piece in here. My bad. I just gotta delete that. Alright, so this is where we're at so far. Whoa, this thing actually is kind of cool. I'm surprised at how fast it still goes. Now let's see if this thing floats. I'm hoping it doesn't. Actually, gotta save it first. I am almost an idiot. Nah, I'm still an idiot, but I saved myself this trouble here. Alright, there we go, save, because that was actually kind of time consuming. Alright, now, let's see if this thing sinks or floats. I'm hoping that these pieces, these aerodynamic pieces, aren't buoyant, and that they actually just make me sink. How? That's a lot of weight. That is a lot of weight. This thing should not be floating. Those are 1 kilogram each, and they didn't make any difference at all. Are they buoyant? Here, let me, what if I just let that one sit? Oh my god, they're buoyant! That would have been so much... Ugh, if I knew that when I was making my actual boat. What else is buoyant? I'm assuming these aren't. All right, we're gonna test out. We're gonna put a bunch of stuff, and we're gonna find out what floats and what sinks. All right, let's see. Whoa, what's going on here? All right, does everything float all of a sudden? Why is everything floating? The wing is floating, the blocks are even floating. Why are the blocks floating? Oh, the jets aren't. The jets are not floating, that jet sinks. All right, this is actually gonna be harder to make something that doesn't float now than I thought. The engine sinks, we might just need a bunch of jets just for weight. What else can we do for weight here? All right, what about the rotating block? Because that one's pretty heavy. Wait, where'd it go? All right, it's gone. Rotating block, there we go. We'll use that. How about shields? Do shields float? We'll use that shield. We'll test out this shield. We'll test out this shield. The streamline frame, and the triangular block. All right, see if any of these things float. Okay, that's really weird. Oh yeah, so the 1x2 shield doesn't float, but the 2x4 and the 3x4 shield do float. The 4x whatever streamlined, the 4x2 streamline floats. It looks like, that's interesting. It looks like the triangular piece is actually neutral. Look at the triangular piece over here. It's like floating, but in a neutral sense. That is actually, we might be able to use that. But I think I've determined that everything I put on my vehicle is gonna make it much more difficult to be a submarine because it all floats. So I'm gonna add a bunch of rotating blocks to make it a lot heavier, and we're gonna see if that helps us. Okay, I've completely lined it with these 50 kilogram rotating blocks. Those are one of the heavier things that I could find that I know that sinks. So we're gonna see if this actually is enough to make us sink. Uh-oh. All right, I don't think these ones on top of the engines are any good. So let's delete these ones because they seem to be interfering quite a bit. Hopefully the other ones are good on their own. Why is it so laggy? All right, we're doing okay right now. All right, here we go. We're going into the water. It worked. It sinks. It actually sinks. Okay, good. All right, and just for kicks, I added a bunch of jets because I know those are pretty heavy too. They're actually heavier, but they're not even gonna be used for the jet function because they're gonna be underwater. They're just gonna be used for weight. Now we're gonna add some more shape to this thing, and then we're gonna add the main mechanism that should make this possible in theory. I don't know if it's gonna work though. Okay, here we are. So this is, I think, the basic shape of the sub that we're going to be using. And now what I'm going to do is, the idea that I've had in my mind that hopefully will make this possible. The question is this going to work? Now, I was thinking about, submarines have periscopes. So instead of having just a periscope, considering that the seat has to be above the water, why don't we periscope the seat to keep it above the water? You think it'll work? Only one way to find out. Now, I did do some testing with this previously, and I found that it seems like stacking pistons on top of each other is pretty unstable, and the most I could get reliably is about 3. So we're gonna try that with this and put 3 pistons on top of each other and see if we can get this to work. Now, the only thing about pistons is you place them in their extended position, and there's no way to really set them to be automatically in their compressed position. But we can compress it after we spawn. So there we go, we got 3 pistons, and now I'm gonna put the seat on top, and the question is, the real question here is this going to be tall enough to keep ourselves above water? All right, here we go, first test. We're gonna drop it off the lift and see if it doesn't leg us out. Oh, wow. All right, I think we're okay now. Our frames are a little bit low. You can see it's somewhat stable. All right, so now I think if I press this button here, nope, if I press this button here, there we go. That should lower us down. All right, now let's see if we can drive. Oh boy. All right, we can actually drive. All right, that's good. Now let's see if we sink. Oh, look how unstable this is. Why, when I turn and use like the controls, it also actually affects the seat. So that makes the pistons a little weird, I guess. I barely fit under there. Okay, here we go. I don't even know if I'm still gonna sink. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna extend ourselves up. Yes, look at this go. Look at us go. No! We are just too short. I'm gonna try to add one more piston. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try. And I didn't even save my progress. Oh boy. Hopefully I can repair this. Oh, that scared me. I saw those 2 pistons go and none of it was following for a second there. All right, here we go. I'm gonna save it and we are going to respawn it. Okay, here we go. So I'm just gonna add one more piston and I really don't think this is gonna work if I remember correctly from my tests a couple days ago. But we're gonna try it anyway. So we add one more piston, make sure that it is key mapped here, and then put the seat right on top. All right, here we go. Let's see how it works. It's upright, that's good. All right, now I'm gonna press this. Everything should compress. Why is nothing's working? All right, nothing's compressing. I don't know why it decided not to work all of a sudden. All of my controls got reset. That's annoying. It seems like every single time I respawn it, all of the key bindings I set get reset. All right, I've reset it. All the keys. Let's hope that it works again. Uh-oh. I think I spawned it too high there. Survive. Okay. I think we got some pieces may have fallen out. No, I think we're okay. All right, let's enter the seat. All right. Yes, it's working. It's actually more stable than I remember it being at 4. And it looks like we actually did lose some pieces. I hope repairing doesn't reset my key bindings. Oh, no. I've made a terrible mistake. Wah! We're flying. We're, is this, oh no, we're gonna land on ourselves. Oh. Ooh, this is not good. Oh, that is not good. Oh, the pistons, they just got smushed. Oh, look at this. Why? A stunt move? What kind of stunt move is this? Oh, that is not how this thing is supposed to work at all. And the lag is horrible. Alright, I'm gonna press F now and hopefully we can get back into build mode. Did I freeze the game? I don't know what you guys are seeing right now. I'm just seeing a frozen screen. I'm just seeing a frozen screen. And it's not doing nothing. Nothing is working. Even my recording program says that it's frozen. Like, the timer's not counting, the frames aren't changing. We might even have to force quit. There we go. Okay, we're back, kinda. We're gonna see if we can spawn our awesome, amazing sub back in here. I think this is before I added the 4th one, so I gotta add the 4th piston again. There we go. Reset all of our piston bindings. And we're gonna make sure it's facing the right direction. Look at how laggy this is. Facing the right direction. And now we're gonna spawn it. Please. Okay. Are we good? We all good now? Get in our seat. Contract our pistons for more stability. Okay, now we just gotta not flip over or get stuck. Ah. Ah. Oh, this is so weird. Because WASD is automatically makes your seat rotate, which is how you control your vehicle in the air, but since the seat is on such a flimsy piston column right now, it makes the entire thing do weird stuff. Okay, please, I really hope that this is tall enough. Alright, submarine test. Here we go. I just gotta get to the other side without the seat going underwater. Here we go. Let's lift ourselves up. Oh, here we go. Nice and slow now. Nice and slow. Don't go underwater. Don't go under. No! Go, go, go. Look at this. All right, let me get a better view here. Look at this. It's totally working, guys. It's totally working. Don't go deeper. I just hope it doesn't get deeper. Wait a minute. Do my engines... I'm stuck. Do engines not work underwater either? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Does none of the propulsion stuff work if you're underwater? I have one possible solution for this. This is gonna be ridiculous, but this has to work. Okay, so here's the true question. Was it not working because the engines were underwater, or because the wheels that the engines were powering were underwater? Because I'm thinking what might work here, if I just put an engine right here, will that still power the wheels even if the rest of it is underwater? So all of the other engines would stop working, but this one might still be able to pull us through. Okay, here we go. We're gonna spawn this creation in now. And hopefully that weight doesn't make us too unstable. Oh no! No, look what's happening to us! That's not gonna work. It might. Oh, this is not gonna work. That engine just made all the difference. Let's see, can we contract ourselves still? Alright, we can still contract ourselves. But man, the stability is gone. And just so you guys know, because I know you're gonna comment about this, adding 2 columns of pistons or more columns of pistons for seemingly extra support actually makes it worse. I tried that in my tests a couple days ago. More columns is actually less stable. But I guess I don't think this is gonna work now because we're gonna sway underwater, but we have to try it at least. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is not... No, wait. Maybe. Because the seat has floating properties. Yes! The seat has floating properties! Now the question is it still working? It seems that it's still working. God, I did not expect this to work. I cannot believe this might actually be working. Look! It's totally working! We might have a functional submarine. Alright, get ready. Gotta get ready to contract. No! No, get back in. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. No, get back in. Go forward. Uh-oh. I don't think this engine gives us enough power to get out. Wait, maybe. It's slowly going. It's slowly going. I'm contracting myself. Yes! Yes! We did it! We have built a submarine. A submarine that actually took us across the moat. I wasn't sure if that was gonna work, and it actually did. Alright, so we've discovered a lot of stuff. We've discovered that there's a lot more floating blocks than we previously imagined, which would make boats a lot easier now. I think I might want to experiment more with boats using these curved blocks to create like a canoe type shape. But I want you to let me know what you want to see in future episodes, because the submarine was your idea, honestly, and this is what came of it. I might not do your ideas exactly how you request, but I'll definitely interpret it in whatever way I see might work. Because this is the only way I can think a submarine could work. But this was super fun. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the episode. Leave a comment down below what you want to see in future episodes. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those future episodes. Hit that like button if you liked it. This has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Welcome to the end screen. Well, you'll probably click away before I get to tell you to subscribe for more fun. And if you really like me, but like not in a creepy way, support me on Patreon. Oh yeah, check out this awesome video I made over here. It's probably even better than this one. Or it might be worse, actually. But if you don't click it, I guess you'll never know.